Hour of Terror. Well, this has been a terrible day for a couple of newcomers to the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series thus far. No problems for Sprague and Hornaday as they have run up front from the get-go. Nemechek is around Waltrip now to take over third, and Joe Ruttman, who didn't qualify as well as he had expected, now runs in the fifth spot. We understand there is a problem with Kelly Denton's truck that created that earlier incident. Let's get that from Marty Reed.
Yeah, guys, they are really frustrated down here with Kelly's operation. They qualified fifth, but the Bristol, Virginia 23-year-old has got a miss. He's only on 7 cylinders. He just can't keep the pace. Bill Weber, what do you got?
Well, Tammy Jo's been here and left. She has substantial damage now to the rear of her truck. Meanwhile, Dan Press sits in his truck on pit road. And don't forget the 20 truck. Butch Miller's also dropped a cylinder. He's on 7.
Butch Miller's had a tough time here. They were reasonably fast. Challenged the top 10 through most of practice, and then crashed in the final practice session due to a motor problem. Now they've lost a cylinder. We kind of glossed over Ruttman there, Benny, but that's been an impressive performance so far for that number 80 Roush truck.
I hope to tell you, started in 16th spot and already up to 5th position.
He is one of 2 drivers who expected to qualify much better than they did. The other one was Mike Bliss. So far, Bliss has picked up 4 spots. Let's take another quick look at that earlier incident.
This is on board with Boris said. Boris said, wow, I missed this wreck.
He had a face full for sure as we go back to green, battle for the lead. Hornaday challenging on the outside. Gets a fender now in truck length in front of Sprague. We have a new leader.
Wow. Can you pass on the outside in turn 1? Hornaday says, I can.
Michael Waltrip said before the race he thought you could do that. He's about to get passed on the inside as they go to 2. That's Nemechek, and he's dragging Ruttman with him from 16th. Ruttman is challenging for 4th. Ooh, Hornaday gets loose with Sprague all over his tailgate.
Here they come again, and this time Sprague on the inside of Hornaday. Wow. Now let's see if he can stay on the outside, Ken Hornaday.
Sprague says, I think the bottom is the better over the long haul run. I would like to retake the lead from the run, and he's got it, but not by much.
Now then, Hornaday was able to race him. Oh, he dives down to the inside, gets at the bottom of the racetrack. Does not want to try the outside right now.
Precision Gear tells us that they're riding with Joe Nemechek, a very close third as the Winston hops into the middle of the fray. Good race, and basically what we expected in one regard, Benny, and that is Sprague and Hornaday to be tough, but believe me, the challengers lined up behind them are certainly in the mix for the lead here with Nemechek and Ruttman right there. Ruttman's probably the fastest truck out there right now.
He just might be. We didn't expect to see this much passing at this racetrack because it's a very difficult racetrack. When these trucks tested in December, about 10 of them crashed, went home in a wad. We did not expect to see passing, especially this early on. But look, Michael Waltrip has already moved up the racetrack trying to find a better groove.
And that's Kenny Irwin Jr. tucked in behind him, the National USAC Midget Champion, taking a shot at truck racing. He adapted to the trucks pretty quickly. First time he sat in one, he sat on the pole. That at Richmond, Virginia, last fall. Sprague beginning to stretch it out just a little bit. Let's see if we can find Jay Sauter, the number 3 truck, now 13th on the field and going forward. He qualified 21st.
And that is Curtis Markham in the 13th truck, the Visa truck right behind.
Markham's been pretty impressive. That's Mike Colavucci's truck. Mike was entered in the truck here, but Markham, for the second time in his career, hopped into it and has done very well, moving forward from 13th. Let's go to Bill.
Well, Jay Sauter is coming through the field at a pretty good rate, and you know how hard these guys work building new trucks during the off-season? That's not a new truck. In fact, that truck Jay's in won the first truck race at Phoenix in February of 1995. They thought about making a shock change before qualifying, decided not to. That turned out to be a mistake. He qualified 21st, but I just talked to his crew chief, Joe Shears, and he says his truck is coming through the front, and that truck was ticketed for a museum until Mike Skinner had a big wreck at Homestead in the season opener last year, and Richard Childress had to bring it back into action.
Shear, by the way, is a new crew chief. We'll talk more about that a little later, perhaps. Right now, we've got a terrific battle for third. Nemechek hanging on to it. Ruttman is all over him. And Rutman says one of the keys to this racetrack is right there. You got to get the truck in wide and then apex the corner, then be able to get the gas back on quickly to run wide open through here, and that's scary.
That is scary. Wide open through turn 3. Some of these trucks are trying to do it. Here's Rutman on the inside. That camera's telling us just how close that he is to the back of Nemechek.
Joe getting a pretty good look out the back as Rutman challenges him. Rutman got from 16th to 4th quickly. Now has kind of stuck there behind Nemechek. And behind him, Michael Waltrip sits in the 5th spot. No, that's not Michael's initials on the hood of the truck. That's MW Windows, his sponsor.
I'm told that Tammy Jo Kirk has been given the black flag by the NASCAR officials, evidently dragging a piece of sheet metal or something around the racetrack. Rutman tried to look on the inside now. Michael Waltrip get in a battle on the inside, a challenge from the inside.
Kenny Irwin Jr. was making that move. And also back there trying to get into that fray, I believe, is Bickle. Those guys hoping to close in positions. Michael Dokken deserves a call. As you see there, he is 6th.
That was Dokken that went by Michael Waltrip just a moment ago. Wow.
So give Dokken a position. Move him up to 5th.
And that Dokken is driving the Dana Dodge. Kurt Rorick's new team in 1997. Folks, I'm telling you, it's from beginning to end. Great race car drivers, great trucks. Chuck Bound trying to get by Barfield. That's Bound in 99 and Barfield in 94. And those two Fords are side by side.
That is not one of the places where the drivers told you they'd like to run side by side and make a pass. But it worked out very well for Bound, who will drive the entire season in that Roush Racing number 99 Ford.
The blue truck there is Rick Crawford. Brian Refner in the red and white truck on the outside. That was the Rookie of the Year in the 1996 NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series.
That was 16th, 17th, and 18th. We get back to the 13 and 99 battle for position, which is 13th and 14th.
You look at Chuck Bound, the Exide battery truck.
And let's go ahead and add Barfield's 94 to that mix, although he is losing ground to Bound. And now to Markham as number 13 is moved by as well.
That white truck we keep seeing behind is Dave Resendiz and Jeff Bodine for the truck.
Ron Barfield driving for Bill Elliott says, I don't want to give up that position to Markham. Takes it back.
Barfield comes along with him.
Resendiz without sponsorship this year. The QVC efforts are all focused on Jeff Bodine's Winston Cup car. So Resendiz, who has been both a crew chief and a driver, and last year won 2 races in this series, is all white, no sponsors. Currently 16th as he works on the rear deck of Barfield.
So Dave Resendiz started in 28 spots, so obviously moving forward.
Jack Sprague has opened up a healthy advantage over Ron Hornaday and the rest of the field. We're at Orlando, Florida, where it's warming up. Stay with us.